We've got the driver
is it because it's fuck? It's a rich people area.
Oh.
They get dressed up all night, I think.
His first successful memory roll in his life. You guys remember something about there was a library back in the town that you left that you could have done research at, but you're here now. So
yep.
Anyway, the town itself, stage drops you off in the middle of town. Looks like a pretty fucking small town to you, a couple hundred people max. Very, very picturesque. The buildings are all like new looking. It's the kind of town that it looks like the very like stereotypical old west town. It's got the square brick buildings, the old style homes, lots of trees everywhere. It looks like a postcard town. It's exactly the kind of place you'd find on a postcard. The only thing that's a little odd, and there's a forest that's just outside of town. You came in, no forest on the road, and then on the other side of town is this forest. But on every tree limb, rooftop, etc., covered end to end with crows. They're completely still and quiet. There's hundreds, if not thousands, of crows staring at the goings-on of Johnstown with unearthly calm.
Wait, Johnstown?
Yeah, it's the name of the place, John.
I thought we were in Bakerfield.
Did
we go all the way to Johnstown?
Right. Yeah, you're right. Take a card, Russ. You guys are in Bakersfield, no crows. They don't have much of a library here, but they have one. It's Bakersfield's a large farming community. Sorry about that. Yes, Russ is quite correct, hence the card.
Fuck. World of Pain. They got a nope.
Cool. That's what you get for being smart.
No, what's that do?
That's everybody discards and doesn't refill.
Oh.
Damn you.
Okay.
The World of Pain.
At least we can't get it as an initiative card. That is always a good thing because you do not want World of Pain as an initiative card. I don't remember what it is, but it's pretty ugly. Okay, so gotta be kind of be smart.
Large farming town. At one point, it was decimated by hordes of undead and stuff, but it looks like they've really bounced back, especially since they grow all the food here.
Okay, all right.
You're a library here.
Let's go to the saloon. Let's go to the library. Let's find out about Johnstown.
No problem. You guys are going to need a place to sleep and stuff here. My guess. Let me see.
Hey, Waterman. How about you see if you can work your charm and get us a free room with one of the farmers?
Well, keep in mind that a rent is pretty cheap around here. You can get a place to stay for about $3 each, including food. I mean, it's nothing fancy, but they don't have fancy here. And each gold piece is a $20 gold coin. So
how much is a silver piece?
I think there's 70 silver and a gold. So
well, how many? Oh, okay.
So you'll need 35. We'll need 35 silver for each for 10, and we need 9.
I did not understand anything you just said.
Well, you said 3 per room. They're $20 gold pieces, right? So half a gold piece would be 35 silver if it's 70 to it. So that's 10. That's 35 plus. That's 9 plus tip.
Sure.
He's on top of things.
35 silver, I'll pay for it. Fuck it.
You get to offload some of your heavy, cumbersome, annoying silver. You guys are staying in a place. The saloon is down the street because it's a ways away from the place where people are trying to get some sleep. This is not the kind of saloon where people are well, okay, brawling is about the worst thing that happens. But it's the kind of place when you go in, if you're wearing a gun, then they check it behind the bar. Bakersfield doesn't mind people wearing guns around, but apparently combining guns and alcohol is not seen as a great.
What about swords? Are they okay?
No, check that at the bar.
I'll check
Okay.
it out.
I will attempt to sword trick my sword.
It shows the guy going, "I'll take your sword," and I was like,
I go for a little walk.
"Oh,
I go for a little walk. I'll be back in a second.
yeah."
I hand
All
them.
right. I find a nice street place to do this. Is it still will times 3 to make any magic work?
Yes.
All right. We'll try one shot at it.
Just shows him slowly.
You can try it over and over. Well, now you can't.
Now you can't.
Okay, fuck that.
Fumble card?
No, fuck that. That I'm going to.
Ah.
This is just unbelievable.
The
Wow.
worst that could happen is you could ram a sword up your ass. I mean, that's the worst.
No, thank you.
First.
All right, spells, sword trick. Let's go sword trick.
It's like a sword swallower, but the other direction.
Okay, that's 3 magic points. Let's try again in one pause. Jesus Christ.
This is why they're checking theirs at the bar.
Yeah, I'm just checking mine in. My sword is not high enough to do this.
Mhm. It's a good thing that he is getting checks. He's gotten a check in his willpower, but not his sword trick.
Fuck. All right, I check it at the bar.
Okay, well,
Jesus fucking
that's only
Christ.
6 magic points. I don't know how many magic points you have total, though. You might have enough for one more try.
I got enough for one more try, but okay, yeah, let's try.
I mean,
Yeah,
the worst that happens is you do another fumble, have a sword up your ass, and go, "I need whiskey."
No, another fumble and toss out.
Success at willpower. Let's try this again. Motherfucker.
You can claim you sat on it.
Yeah, this is just not.
That's weird because your sword trick is like really good skill.
Yes.
You are not meant to have a sword up your ass. I'm sorry. Anyway,
Let me kill the hero point. Yeah, that's why I was not going to try it again because, I could give it one more shot.
oh, would you like to?
Yes. It'll work this time.
It shows him putting lube on the sword. Come on, baby. Come on.
Fail on will times 3.
You can retry that.
I squint. Fail on will times
Retry
3.
that. It just takes more. If you're in combat, this will be devastating.
Okay, good.
Okay. No sword up your butt. All right.
Okay, not doing the sword trick today. That's it.
You heard a
Sword
lot of
trick.
yelling and screaming. It was him casting the spell, but it could have been him trying to put a sword in his ass. We don't know. And then he comes back and goes, "I'll check it." The bartender's like, "Okay."
Motherfucker. Oh my god. Do you have to make the will times 3 to get it out?
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
Oh boy.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so that's not a good idea here.
Yeah, I think you guys may be the only people here who have swords. I mean,
That's okay.
I check my shit into.
yeah.
I check my ornamental dag. Oh, are we allowed to carry the knives? Because those are ornamental.
They prefer that you check it.
All right, I check all of it.
Cool. Yeah, the bartender will give it back to you. He's not worried about that. But they charge 25 cents or $0.25 or whatever for a shot of whiskey or a bad beer. Either decent whiskey or bad beer. That's pretty much their fucking menu.
I thought breakfast was included.
This is the saloon.
Oh, right, okay.
Boom.
Back at where you're
Yeah.
staying. The bartender tells you.
Right,
So,
right.
bartender, you heard any news?
Sure. What kind of news are you looking for?
Oh, we're looking for that highfalutin place called Johnstown.
But
Johnstown.
inbred people, he says. Ding. He says, well, yeah, he tries to roll to see if he knows anything about it, so I can fail my roll and laugh. Ah, yeah. He says, I've heard of that.
All right.
Drink?
Well, give me a whiskey.
All right. He racks up 3 whiskeys. He waits for his $1.50.
All right. I don't even know what that is in silver.
I don't either. Just give him a whole pile of silver and he'll leave you alone.
35 is $10.
So it'd be about 5 silverish, somewhere in there.
Yeah, all right. 5 silver sounds good. I got the rooms for everybody too.
Well, I paid for them.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Take back your 35 silver.
No problem. Yeah, you guys are sitting around drinking whiskey. Give me a listen roll, and if you make it, an empathy roll. This is kind of like the bar overall type thing, because different places have different moods. Rock, they heard your grunting and shit, and you may be able to pick up a bunch of people, put them in blue face, and have an orgy. You're thinking.
That was a alcohol tolerance roll.
Oh, okay. Rock goes, I'm drunk. Woo, let's dance.
Get me some Smurfs.
Nobody really understands him, which is funny. I mean, you're in the reckless wild thing, and the bartender's like, that boy cannot hold his liquor.
I succeeded both.
Right.
Yeah, I figured I should get all these lousy rolls out.
That's a
Dice can pay me today. So maybe it'll all balance out.
For you other guys, the bar, pretty much everybody's now watching Rock because he's like woo, and he seems to be he's one of the few people that's having a good time. These guys in here,
YMCA.
I can do this.
Both of you guys give me dance rolls.
Young man.
And
Get your feet off the ground.
And a singing roll.
Say young man.
Both of you guys give me singing and dancing rolls. Freddie, it's
Fail a dance. I am cutting up a rug.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just watching they don't get out of control.
They're
Fumble on singing.
It just shows people are throwing like horrible shit at you.
All right,
My
come on.
dice hate me today. Holy
we should
shit.
leave. Come on, Rock. You've had enough. Let's go. Let's go to bed.
I attempt to throw up.
What I was going to say about the bar is Freddie's taking you out of it.
Okay, I need my weapons back. I'll get my weapons.
I'll get your weapons.
Happy to give you all that shit back at the front door. No worries. But what I was going to, and everything is there. He's really scrupulous about it. What I was going to say about the bar is pretty much 90% plus of everybody here, farmers and dull ones to boot. Okay. These guys are, the people of the common clay, morons. So anyway, you guys leave.
I tuck Rock into bed. There. It'll be okay in the morning.
Rock.
Thank you, Mommy.
Rock, you're feeling like something's missing, and you can't fall asleep without whatever's missing.
I leave the room.
There he goes. Something's missing, Rock.
All right, I'm gonna make a memory roll.
Something.
Crit.
You want a fucking story?
I want a story and a cookie and a glass of milk.
I was about to say. I go back in the room and I tell them the story of how Alex Kinney and I once killed Batman. And I go through the whole spiel of the elevators and the...
But Mommy, Batman's a good guy.
Batman's an evil vampire-sucking bloodlord.
No, he's not. He fights for justice and truth, and you killed Batman, you bastard! Oh, no.
Wait. I have the skill, actually. Storytelling.
I gotta wake him back up and shake him away.
The story's not over yet.
All right. I'm going to acclimatize myself to Johnstown.
Done?
Yes. It was a good story.
Yeah, it's a riveting story of their evilness against the bringer of justice and shit. So the next day, you guys get a much cheaper stagecoach out to Johnstown. It's not horribly far away. Let's see, it'll cost you about. So putting into silver, I call it 15 silver for all of you.
I got it.
Cool.
We'll just tag team on that stuff.
Good. You guys get out there. As I was earlier describing before I was rightly corrected, and you guys, once again, as you reach there and get out of these stages.
Forget about the library.
Correct. And Russ's cards like, God damn it, says Russ. Story time just knocked him the fuck out.
Big black plot dildo.
Ooh. Is that the bad guy gets 4 cards and 5 hero?
No, just 5. Oh, refills his hand. Yes, 5 hero and 4 cards for the big bad.
Cha-ching.
NPC of the GM's choice. So you could give it to that guy and one of the farmers in the bar. If you...
Let's see. He'll discard that and get a new card. Cha-ching. Yeah, here.
Look at all the crows. This could be the flying thing I'm having the problem with.
He got discard all of his cards and refill his hand, so he'll do that. Cha-ching. Oh, what's this? Wow, you guys are lucky as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
He had some great fucking cards, but he got a Gods Despise You.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
But
more,
now he's got 5 paws.
yeah, 5 paws. That's the more important thing.
Happy day.
That just sucks.
Okay, and trigger Freddy. Get done. Okay, so
Uh,
you guys go in there. It looks like a really picturesque type of town. They have all the standard buildings you'd expect in a town of like 350. So enjoy.
okay, did the crows seem like they're alive?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
They sometimes move around or whatever, like, my fucking back,
Okay, City Hall?
Sure.
Hi, we're brave Australians and we're here to solve all your problems.
Thank goodness.
What kind of problems do you have? Marital problems? Can we fix your marriage for you?
Let me find the city hall. People just stare at Rock like he's on crack. Oh, by the way, they also have a building that you don't recognize in with all their other buildings called FBOB number 82. I'll copy paste that. That's the only label on it, but I'll get you over to City Hall first. Hold on a minute. And then Rock can begin to alienate your possible contacts by discussing the marriage problems. Sitting on a small rise on the north end of Johnstown is an impressive 3-story tall granite edifice with columns and the motto Ossiet Hominis Vitia. Here, I'll copy paste.
Can we roll Latin for that? What does it mean?
Here's what it says. Sure you can.
I'm assuming it's Latin.
Latin. Let's bring up our Latin rules.
Yeah.
Where the fuck are languages? I don't have Latin, so I'm going to just try this and learn.
Yay.
Latin.
Nope.
Freddie, you get the translation?
Mm-hmm.
You got type potato Jedi instead of Freddie. Freddie, give me a, do you have any kind of elf lore, or roll elf lore for me?
Okay.
By elf lore, roll beastkin elf lore.
Well, I don't have that.
Those elves are different than other elves. One of these elves is doing its own thing.
Critical.
Good.
Lot one.
Take a check in that. New skill.
Gonna check and learn.
I'm with you next, so then.
So, Freddie, what the hell does that say, man?
Hold on, my brain is still processing.
He doesn't know. It's just nonsense.
I whispered to them. It says, "Kill the beast people." It's in
The who?
ancient. The beast people.
Kill the
This is
beast.
the town. This is the town model.
That's what it says.
This is the town model.
It's some kind of an elvish ancient battle cry.
Okay. Nice.
Kill the
Where
beast.
did we see this, Logan?
Town hall.
It's like their town motto.
Yeah. You guys want to go in or?
Yeah, sure.
All right, no problem. It's a small set of offices, filing cabinets, and a single meeting room. Not capable of holding 250 people, but the interested 30 or so ancient people who probably show up for meetings and stuff. And there, you get to meet up with Arthur Johnson. He is. Oh, everybody, give me a memory roll, and if you make it a spot hidden roll for something interesting.
By a quarter on the memory.
Got to make.
What did I remember?
If you make both, I'll tell you.
So you gotta make one to roll the other, or?
Yeah.
I failed.
I failed my memory.
Of course.
Cool. Yeah.
Freddie, you failed memory too?
Yep.
Of course he did. Right. This is a lemur-headed guy, and he said, and he tells you his name is Arthur Johnson, son of Gerald Johnson. He says, "How can I help you?"
Well, we're brave Australians, and we're here to solve all your problems. I understand you have a problem with flying beasties.
That's true. That's true. I'll tell you, but I'm not sure it's really a big problem. I understand that the rich people who went back to San Angeles, they said that they were going to send somebody to check it out. I didn't know they'd be sending Australians. I've only heard of you guys, but I think what's going on. I think I've got a pretty good handle on this, and I think that Johnstown sits on the loveliest piece of this green earth, and you can quote me on that. And those crows, they're just simply wanting to find out what the fuss is all about.
Interesting. How's the tourist trade been since the crows came?
Give me an empathy roll. He goes,
I don't even know why I'm rolling anymore, by the way.
yeah.
Crit.
That's why you're
That's
rolling.
why.
That's why you roll, bitch. Yeah, there we go. I figured being really, really negative instead of hopeful would really do the trick, and
Do that all the time.
do it all the time. Yeah, this is gonna suck.
There's something important going on with the tourist trade. And he goes, well, it's a little down right now. And he's trying to convince you that it's not as bad as he thinks it is.
All right. Arthur, look, we're here to solve your problems, and if you're not going to be straight with us, we need to know the tourist trade. What's been going on with the tourist trade? Have there been any strange people coming into town?
Well, we just had 3 Australians come in. That's the wildest thing that I've ever seen in my life.
Other than us, Arthur.
Oh, well, no, no, actually, we haven't. I mean, we ever since the lumber mill shut down, we've had to do something else to try to keep this town alive. And it was suggested by the family that owned the lumber mill that we get into the tourist trade.
What happened to the lumber mill?
Well, you see, for a while, we were the big lumbering place here and such. But they started lumbering over near the Szechuan River. And it's a lot easier to float logs than it is to take them over land. and they were getting to where they needed to go, and so that's just kind of passed us by. But for a while, the tourist trade was doing good. He's holding back something again, Russ. But it's now with the this, I don't know, it's the strangest damn thing I've ever seen. All these birds, they do creep me out a bit. I've sent my kids to visit the in-laws for a few weeks in Bakersfield till this blows over, but don't quote me on that.
Again, Arthur, I sense that you're. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Freddie.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
Again, Arthur, I sense that you're holding back something important.
Can
you search your head about the tourist trade?
Tourist trade. Well, there's a lot of. Sometimes they get a bit rowdy and drink a lot, and create a hoopla. But the money was good.
I see. Any incidents with any of the tourists? Somebody get arrested?
Oh heavens, no. I mean, unless they're going to kill or rape or something like that, they're pretty much they're the guests.
Okay, so typical rich people stuff.
Aside from the big incident, I mean, nothing.
I whispered a pretty massive perversion.
Aside from the big incident where they'd gone into the forest and the crows attacked them and stuff. But
the crows attacked them.
Well, that's what I'd heard, and they left. They probably know better than I do. I'm not sure. There's a lot of people around town you can talk to, but I don't know. I think that the crows, a lot of times though, aren't they usually seen as a sign of good luck? I mean, crows and people have a lot of things in common, and I think if the crows are coming back in such numbers, it should be a matter of time before the people do too. Yes, sir.
Are the people who were attacked still here?
No, they went back to Bakersfield.
What sort of lore roll should I make for our crow's good luck?
Occult.
Okay.
And when did this all start, Mr. Johnson?
About 3 days ago, I believe.
I'm fucked. This isn't going to work. Yeah, see?
Hooray!
Everything's back to normal.
Hooray! By the way, if you guys just want to wander around town, I will tell you all the different buildings in town that may be of interest. I will leave out the buildings that are not of interest.
Does FBOB look like a bank?
Does what look like a bank?
FBOB number 82.
No.
Because it's the first bank of something sounded like it might be.
It does sound reasonable to me. Doesn't look like a bank, though. Banks are made of big, heavy stone to convince you that your money isn't going anywhere. And in a very literal sense, once it goes in there, a lot of times it doesn't.
Okay. We'll wander about town, I guess.
Interesting buildings in town. The people here seem moderately friendly. Let's see. The various buildings include... Oh, wait. Hold on a second. I may be able to do better than that for you.
Got a bubble map? He's got a bubble map.
Bubble map.
Bubble map.
Man, oh, everybody give me a evidence analysis roll for free. This is just an easy one. Oh, there it is. Come on.
Fail.
Yeah.
I rolled mine, but it's not coming up.
Cool.
Fail.
Oh, there it is. By half.
Every animal-headed person in this town seems to be a lemur.
A
You've never
lemur?
seen that lemur-headed guy. You're not sure what the fuck is up with that.
They're in Bread
Oh,
Mountain.
okay. Let's see here. Review. Oh, wait. I got to move you guys to this. There you go. Yeah, we got a little map for you.
Oh.
I suggest you get yourself set up over at the boarding house, says the mayor.
Oh, this is so blurry. All right.
Well, you shouldn't need to increase the size a huge amount for this.
I just took a screenshot of that. Do we want to do the snaggy thing again?
If you'd like.
Depends. Is it legible at your zoom level?
Yes,
The writing, I mean. Sure.
just barely. Yes.
Okay.
Did I just leave the session, by the way?
Yep.
Yep, because I didn't press control when I hit that link. All right, I'm back. And that is your snaggy link.
Thank you. I'll keep that open in another tab. It might be worth checking out the newspaper office.
I'm not sure if that weird building is labeled. Oh, there it is. Yeah, the weird building is E.
Yeah, E is large number 82.
But yeah, so whatever you want to check out, just let me know.
I said check out the newspaper, see what's written in there
Okay.
about the recent events in town.
No problem. Let me find it here. General store newspaper. Okay. You guys head over to the newspaper, and the guy who is in charge of that is named Dutton Johnson. He's the current owner, editor-in-chief, publisher, and chief bottle washer of the newspaper.
Any relation to the mayor?
Are you asking him that?
Yes.
He says, well, sure. The guy's old dude, and he says, how can I help you?
Can we buy your most recent paper?
Sure. He gives you the most recent paper. It says, Australians coming to town.
This is like the Phantom Menace where they send Jedi for a really minor problem. Anyway.
You have a paper from 3 days ago.
Oh, well, yeah, he's got various newspapers that reference the stuff. Sure. He says, "Oh, you're here about the crows and stuff?
Yeah,
and
the bird business,
stuff, aren't you?" He says, "I'll tell you what. This is the first decent. Oh, have you checked in with the sheriff yet? By the way,
nope.
Probably should.
Yep.
This is the first decent bit of news this backwater burg has seen since the mill opened."
So business is good for you.
Well, no, not really. I mean, you know.
How long has the tourist trade been gone? How long have these crows been here, by the way? You're a newsman.
Not long.
Yeah, well, how many days?
I'm not really sure. There was almost none in the woods days previous to the attack that happened 3 days ago, and they just seemed to appear out of nowhere in the morning.
What attack was this?
The tourists were attacked. The reason you're here, you know, the whole thing that brought you here.
You're attacked by birds?
Right.
Can we buy the paper that on the day the tourists were attacked?
Yeah,
do you have a copy of that?
Yeah, you'll want the one after that. He's happy to supply these, doesn't charge you.
Okay. All right.
The people, according to the newspaper article, Adrian Farrell and Catherine Merriman were the couple mentioned in the newspaper article. What's
the other name?
There you go. They were attacked when they went in the woods. When they came back out of the woods, crows flew back to their perches.
What were they doing in the woods? Do you know?
They're going on a nature hike.
Right. Okay. I read the paper and see if there's any. Give me a second. I want to have a look at this.
Yeah, I'll read it with you.
You guys all read the paper. The guy looks proud that Australians are reading his newspaper. He also he's setting up like one of those really super old-fashioned cameras where he had to go for like 10 minutes.
The Daguerreotype.
Mhm. The only other piece of information on that news story is the night before the crow attacks, there was an incident at the pub. Some crazy hobo came in, started yelling at everybody to stay out of the woods. They chased him away, and no one saw him after that. Crazy hobo.
I'm assuming the hobo was also a lemur.
Yeah, that was my question. Good call.
What's a lemur?
Oh, I mean, does he look like you and Mr. Johnson? And
Yeah,
We
was
don't
he?
look anything alike, he tells you. He looks totally baffled as to what you're talking about.
Yep.
How
Don't
many-
say don't say the obvious thing here.
More baffled.
Yep. Did he look like a townie, or was he? You said he's a crazy.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Possible. I mean, who else would be here?
Well, I was just wondering if he had a strange color of fur or any
Fur.
distinguishing
He looks baffled.
characteristics. Yeah, the skin on your head.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't get a description of him.
Okay.
I'm
All
sure
right, so we've read the paper. Is there anything else in there?
Nothing really. The rest is pretty much puffer.
Right.
Usually hobos wind up getting arrested, so maybe we see the sheriff. This guy's
Yeah.
been in trouble before and locked up.
Yep.
Take
Has
a card.
mugshot.
What's a mugshot? Says the reporter
Well, it's
curiously.
a picture of somebody that sometimes the police take if you get in trouble.
Oh, the only ones I know of is after you die, sometimes they'll take a death photo.
Yeah, kind of similar.
Hmm.
Hang on a second.
Mute. Yay.
All right,
Well,
thank you, Mr. Johnson.
certainly.
Now let's go and check out the sheriff's department.
No problem. You guys head over there. Would anybody like to attempt to mosey over there?
I always like to attempt to do stuff.
Mosey over to the sheriff's office?
Yep, I'm in.
I'll just walk like a normal person.
Yeah, I was looking at Arthur John. I don't think I've ran into that guy. I was checking all my notes. It does sound familiar, though. Must have been a bad note-taking day if I did. I do have an Arthur that I ran into, but I don't have a description of him.
So you guys head over there. Sheriff's office consists of large open room with the large desk for sheriff and a couple smaller desks. In the back, he's got the typical holding cell, which you're pretty sure Freddie will end up locked up in at some point. And the sheriff stands up when you guys come in, lemur-headed individual, and he goes, "You must be the Australians." He sticks out a big old paw, and he says, "My name's Henry Johnson."
Yep. I shake his hand.
Hello, Sheriff Johnson. I'm Tom.
Hello, Tom.
I'm Freddie. Nice to meet you.
Hello, Freddie.
I'm the Rock.
So,
Rock.
this
Tom,
hobo guy,
what?
hobo guy that was in the papers. Do you have a description of him? Has he ever been locked up or anything?
Oh, you're talking about the town drunk?
It's a good possibility.
That's a sad case there. It'd probably be Ham Johnson.
That's his name?
Am, yeah.
You have a
Actually,
picture of
we're
him? Right now?
talking.
You have a picture of him?
Picture. He looks totally
Like
baffled.
a description? You have anything that shows what he looks like?
Oh, you mean a sketch? No.
This is
No,
the guy who.
He hasn't gotten in that much trouble to have a wanted poster.
Yeah, this is the hobo.
This
You have
is
a
the
place
guy
where he
who
lives?
came storming into the tavern and warned about the crows in the forest.
Don't know.
That's what we're hearing. You have a
Oh.
place where he lives or anything? An address on him?
Nah, as far as I know, he's homeless. You might look around for him.
Well,
What-
if you ever have to look for him for any kind of complaints, where would you usually go?
Probably out back of the saloon. Sometimes you get a free drink. I mean, he used to not always be a town drunk. Really sad story there.
Well, I'm interested. As long as it ain't really long.
Oh,
You got family, relatives, anything?
pretty much everybody that guy has known died horribly in some sort of freak accident.
Hmm.
It all started when he was out trying to play catch with his boy. They're tossing the ball back and forth, and well, his boy threw it to his dad, and it ricocheted off of the house and took the little guy's head clean off. Never seen nothing like that in my life.
The
I
hell?
was standing there talking to him while it happened. Then
So I look at the guy and said, Ham Johnson. I said, obviously he must be related to Arthur. Maybe that's something he was holding from you, Rock.
Arthur? No, they're not related. That's a
No?
whole different family of Johnsons.
All right.
Is
Are
everybody
you related to him?
Is everybody here a Johnson?
Well, not all the same Johnsons.
Are you
But
related
you're
to
all
him?
named Johnson.
Is that unusual? He says.
Johnstown.
No, it's not terribly unusual. I was just wondering if there was a different pronunciation or something.
Oh, no. He says, he goes over and he shows you a picture they took from the town meeting. Now, you're going to have to imagine all these guys with lemur heads, though, okay?
yeah.
Not sure.
Hey, yep.
I love it. Oh my God. Where did you find this one, Logan?
I'm here for you.
That's Higgins from
Plug
Magnum
my battery in.
PI.
No way.
Hang tight, guys.
No way.
The guy on the left is Higgins from Magnum PI. I think.
I swear, your ability to find images is astounding.
Thank you. All right. I'm going to flip you guys back to well, you haven't got any cards to get yet.
Yeah.
So,
What can you tell us about the birds and all that happening recently?
he says, He says, well, I think it'll blow over. If the crows don't go in a couple weeks, hunting season starts. I don't think we'll have a problem after that.
Acting.
Woo.
Making an acting role. This will succeed because it's totally trivial. Nope, nothing's working today.
Yeah.
I feel really stiff. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
So,
Who was it? The attack?
Adrian and Catherine.
Adrian and Catherine.
Apparently, he shrugged. I don't know. They didn't come in and report it. They just got in their fancy wagons and left.
Did you see what kind of injuries they had?
No, I wasn't there for that.
Have you been in the forest to investigate?
I'm very busy here. I'll
Was
tell
there-
you though, if everybody keeps their wits about them, we'll get through this together. What we don't need is someone else losing their head and running off in the woods like Johnson did. Oh, let me know if you see him anywhere. That boy needs to be locked up for his own good.
What's his first name?
John.
I'm sorry, that really got distorted. What?
John.
John Johnson?
Right? As you've now realized the difficult part of the mod. Wait a minute.
So Johnstown has everybody named Johnson.
Of course, but different families.
Of course.
Why
Wouldn't
is
wanna-
everyone named Johnson if it's no big secret?
He looks at you. What if it is a big secret? He says.
Is it?
No, but I was curious as to what would that mean you'd retract your question or what?
No, it would just make things a bit more awkward.
How?
Because I'm not used to having everyone have the same name and not be related.
What kind of world do you come from in Australia?
Australia.
I don't know. I'm Rock Johnson, and this is Tom Johnson.
Oh, welcome. He glares at Freddy as though he's done something wrong.
Apparently, I'm the only non-Johnson.
Apparently, he says.
Apparently. That's kind of strange, buddy.
I had a weird family.
Well, if you'll excuse me, I've got to get back to work, he says.
One last question. Any trouble with the local elves?
Always keeping an eye out for those little bastards. If you turn your back for an instant, they'll slit your throat. I remember just the other year.
I know about the elves' proclivity for violence, but yeah, I know you know their tendency to be violent. But I was wondering if you had any recent trouble with them.
Them and their gall-darn necromancy coming in and trying to raise the spirits of their long ancestors and stuff. That's why we can't have any decent burials on this continent. The elves just get them. Thank goodness they don't sail their butts over to Genovia. But no, we haven't had any elf problems here for close to a year now.
Very good.
Oh, yeah.
Well, thank you, Mr. Johnson. We'll get in touch with you. Do you know, did anybody see the injuries for the stagecoach driver that they went off with? Was that the town stagecoach driver?
If he did, he didn't come tell me about it afterward.
Okay, so he's still here.
Well, I don't know. He's a stagecoach driver. He could be here. He could be there. He could be anywhere. I don't keep track of all the individual
But it was the
drivers.
regular guy. It wasn't some fancy highfalutin stagecoach driver. It was a Johnson. Good, solid Johnson. Okay.
Johnson. All right. Well, goodbye, Mr. Johnson, Mr. Johnson, Mr. Other.
All right.
So
There's a
once
public
we're out,
library.
I want to just turn to the two of you and like hush hush. So, why is there an ancient Elvish battle cry written on the town hall?
Well, that's why I was asking about the elves. I didn't want to
I
offend
figured you
them.
were, but
I didn't want to offend them and let them know that they're. And they probably just don't understand Latin, but we can research that. There's a public library. I figured we'd find out where the origin of that phrase came from. Maybe look at some genealogy charts.
Kill the beast people. It sounds like maybe the elves ran this town, and these beast people took over with these lemur heads, and they're so
Yeah,
there
it's
must have been a war,
possibility,
and they lost this town.
People are going by, tipping their hats at you. Howdy. Howdy.
Howdy.
They got spurs on. They're doing the old Western walking and shit, A lot of people are wearing chaps. And yes, remember that by definition, all chaps are assless.
all right, let's go check out the library.
Yeah, let's go check out the library.
You guys go check out the library. Contemplating assless chaps. Just to the east of town hall is a small wooden structure that could easily be mistaken for a large residence. However, the wooden sign on the lawn clearly marks it as the Johnstown Public Library. You guys head on inside. You're incapable of moseying, you poor bastards. The library still has very much of a feeling of a residence, although one that belongs to a raging bibliophile. Nearly every available inch of wall space is covered with bookshelves, including a staircase. But the rooms themselves have reading chairs, reading lamps, tables, and welcoming arrangements. The lady who runs the place is named Doris Johnson. The Johnstown Library is well stocked, has a lot of different fucking books, newspapers. You can probably actually knock out your research here, and you at this point realize that Logan was fucking with you in the last 2 towns about the whole research thing. What a bastard, do you think? So,
Hey, Logan, I made Mosey by half, so I'm going to take a check on that and learn.
Good. Okay, it looks like he's getting into the whole cowboy thing. The librarian raises her eyebrow. That's some moseying, she thinks to herself. And
Hey.
She says, hello, it's nice to see you, lemur-headed lady.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have anything special you're looking for, or are you just passing some time?
Well, we're looking for some good books on the town history.
Ooh, we have those, yes.
And maybe some genealogy books.
Oh, yes.
And also some books on crows.
Oh, it's amazing how the arrival of a few birds can affect someone. I've had people here all week asking if we have any books on how to remove the elvish curse from the town. Books on elvish curses, can you imagine?
That sounds like a nice book.
I can't imagine. I can't imagine you have books on elvish curses. That would be pretty nuts.
No problem. She lets you go nuts on her thing, or on her stuff.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Go ahead and give me a library research roll. I'm just going to get one from each of you to see who's on top of finding out information and who's sitting there doing the short stroke.
I got a crit.
Add a quarter.
Master.
Critical at
okay.
half.
You guys don't need the library. You're pretty much just going dun, 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 dun. You're doing dig dug through the library. I'm just going to give you a bunch of information here. I'm not going to make you ask specific questions with those rolls or any of that shit. General history of Johnstown from its founding to the closing of the lumberyard. As you were told before, the general reason that the place's lumber mill closed is a different town along a river opened up their lumbering. River beats road, hence mill died. Basic information about the Johnson family history. Essentially, the lumber mill was owned by the Johnson family, which should come as quite a surprise to all of you guys. They're the ones who own the big house and stuff in town. They were the big cheese and stuff. In recent years, the town became a popular autumn vacation spot for wealthy youngsters from all over the state, regional area, whatever. Some society pages printed exhaustive articles about who's been doing what under the colorful leaves of Johnstown. You guys also find out general information on crows. A large flock of birds that are aggressive is really, really rare. Crows are usually fairly antisocial birds, although they have been known occasionally to attack people. It's pretty fucking rare. Also, you discover that the town was made by somebody named John who was wandering through on foot. He never did give any other name, but he helped to set up the town. Some have called him John the Walker or John the Wanderer because after the town was completed and a small government set up to run it, like mayor's office and shit, he left.
I see. Okay. So nothing about taking this place over from elves or anything crazy like that.
This was set up by the Beastkin and
What about the?
with your library research rolls, the reason that they have that motto is they heard the elves yelling that when they're coming into battle, and they thought that's cool. It sounds really neat.
Oh my
So they decided to use it.
All right.
Let's see. Also, you do find like some other information on gossip and stuff like that in the back issues of news, like last couple days of newspapers, which are convenient to read here. The librarian is so nice; she even brings you guys tea and shit.
Oh, tea. I love tea.
Spill it
Thank you.
Let's see. Some people think that it's a elf thing. Some people think it's a elf witch. Some people think it's an elf warlock. Some people think it's an elf coven. Some people believe this is something that happens every 100 years regularly. According to Tom Tom, though, who made it critical on this shit, there's well-documented proof that this sort of thing does not happen every 100 years at all. It's never happened before.
Have there been any recent confirmed sightings of elves?
Now,
Okay.
it appears that the elves may be a red herring. Dun, dun.
Yeah.
But the beastkin, guys, anything that goes wrong, it's probably an elf.
Yep.
Yeah.
Your back is going, maybe an elf cast a spell on you, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Time to go find some elves.
No.
What?
If you came in with
No.
a bunch of dead elves, they would probably accept that as what this is all about. So, sure.
Yeah, we can just tell them it's elves and leave.
Yeah, they love that.
Damn elves. They'd love that back in San Angeles. Okay.
Yeah, elves are blamed as much as, say, black people or any people of color are.
Do we want to go around?
The taxi.
If the lumber mill had songs, I would think that it was something to do with cutting down trees in the forest.
What were you starting to say, Freddie, before you got off?
Oh, no. No, nothing. Don't worry.
I wonder if it had something to do with it. How long has it been since they stopped cutting down trees in the forest?
Approximately like 6 months or longer. Some people do have a theory that it was the sound of vibrations caused by lumberyard that kept the scared crows away. And the only thing you got to do to get rid of them is start up lumber mill again. But the timeline doesn't fucking match that.
Yeah, no way. 6 months. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, no.
6 months or longer.
Yeah.
But essentially what happened in a nutshell is that the guy who owns the lumberyard, Johnson, he saw what was happening with the other place and stuff, and he goes, look, our town is fucked unless we do something different. Lumbering isn't going to fucking do it. Water beats road all the time for moving lumber, right?
Sure.
He said, let's remake this town into the kind of place that people want to visit, like pretty as a postcard. And he pumped a bunch of his personal fortune into doing that, and it worked. People started coming in and shit. And then three days ago or whatever, these crows showed up and scared off some tourists and stuff. So what you're figuring out from this, evidence analysis rolls, if you please.
Somebody might not like what he's doing, maybe. Is my okay.
It's been going on for a while, though, like months of tourist stuff.
Yep.
Well, I made mine.
You're thinking that unless this problem is solved, if the tourists keep away, this town will die.
Yep.
Got nothing for industry or anything.
Hell, I could have told you that.
If you had, I'd have given you a fucking card.
Exactly. No, this is their lifeblood. This is their last gasp. Yeah.
It was going really well though for a couple months, and then one day, the crow showed up. It shows like Brandon Lee going, hey.
There haven't been any like new tourist towns that have just opened up or anything like that, have they?
No, the tourism isn't really a thing, and it's such a new thing that this may be one of the first towns to do it.
I think we should look for the one guy in town whose name is Hitchcock.
Hmm.
Hitchcock Johnson.
There you go.
No. Well, you
don't
want
we
to
go
talk
look
to that?
to the hobo guy?
You
Yeah,
guys
that's
talk.
what.
Why don't you guys discuss? I'll be right back. Grab a drink.
Okay.
That was
I'll
exactly
be right
it.
back as well. I'll be right back as well. Hold on.